2026 is your year. Girl, you have declared that this is the year that you will start your business, that you will walk in six figures. And I'm going to make sure that that actually happens. See, oftentimes we have this idea, we have a desire to start a business. We want that business. We want those clients. We want the freedom that entrepreneurship gives us. But for some reason, we keep stopping day after day, night after night, year after year. We say we're going to start this business, and for some reason, one or another, we keep getting stuck. But I'm going to help you with that today. I'm going to be going over 5 mindset blocks that if you can master these tips that I'm going to give you, you are guaranteed to start your business. You will be completely unstoppable. Now, how can I give that guarantee? I'm Just Renee, and I have been an entrepreneur for 15 years. I've made well over 7 figures in my renovation business. But the problem I had with that is that I could not really scale that business. If I was not consistently showing up on my projects and on my jobs, then I was not going to make that number. So I decided I want to build a new business. I want to build an online business. And so I'm going to be taking you guys through this journey with me, step by step, day by day, of how I'm going to build this 6-figure online business. Now, regardless if you are doing an online business, a brick and mortar business, or a service-based business, you're going to want to make sure that you subscribe to this channel so you won't miss these videos as we build this 6-figure business together. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so house rule number 1, the blueprint. This is one of the most difficult things to overcome in entrepreneurship because it doesn't always look the same. I know that you probably have heard many different definitions of what imposter syndrome is, but I want to break it down to you in the simplest form. Imposter syndrome is essentially distrust in yourself. It's you not trusting that you are the right person to build this business, that you are qualified enough to start this business, and that you will make the right decisions that you need to make sure that this business is successful. See, because of your past, you don't trust that you're going to make the right judgment, or you're going to make the right decision, or that you're going to make the right moves that's going to get your business to the place that you truly desire. So instead of saying, I don't trust myself, I'm afraid, you say, I'm not ready yet. Because that makes you feel like you're making more of a sound decision, a mature and logical decision. But in actuality, you're just avoiding starting. You're finding yourself second guessing every decision that you already know the right answer to. You're over researching things that you already clearly understand. And you're delaying your start because you truly are afraid to just pick a date and stick to it. The hardest part of overcoming this mindset is actually recognizing that this is something you are struggling with. See, once you can recognize that this is you and this is an area that you need to fix, it's easy to fix that. Because all you have to begin to do is rebuild trust in yourself. You rebuild your trust by making small promises to yourself and keeping them. It's not about making big moves and having a perfect plan, but it's those small little actions that you take. It's the follow through that you keep up with. And it's the movements that you make even when you're unsure that will help to rebuild trust in yourself. And see, this is why this rule comes first. Because if you are building your 6-figure business with distrust, then everything that you do after that will be completely unstable. Okay, so let's move on to house rule number 2. Foundation. So now we got our blueprint very clear. We know exactly what we're building. Now it's time for us to pour the foundation. The foundation determines how big the house can be and what weight capacity this house can hold. A lot of people say they want a 6-figure business, but their goals are emotional, vague, and definitely detached from their actions. Just wanting more money, wanting freedom, wanting to work for yourself, that is not going to be enough to actually build your foundation. That's like building a house on sand. But having a solid, realistic goal is what's going to give you that foundation that you need to actually build. See, if your goals aren't requiring you to be stretched, to move, to actually take action, then it's a goal that is not going to allow you to actually reach six figures. Goals aren't meant to be comfortable, but they are meant to be achievable. You want to make sure that your goals are stretching you. They are requiring you to make changes and to make steps towards your business. But on the flip side of that, you don't want to set goals that are not realistic and it causes you to have a fallback. See, when you set unrealistic goals, it puts you at a place that if you can't meet those goals, that you feel like you have failed and that you feel like you're not prepared and you're not ready. It puts you right back to the blueprint. So you want to look at your everyday life, look at your finances, look at what you are actually capable of doing, and you want to set goals according to that. Let me break this down a little bit more. So when it comes to setting goals, you want to set a big goal. That's your yearly goal. Where do you want to see yourself by the end of the year? From there, you want to break down your goals by the month. Where do you want to see yourself by the end of each month to make sure that at the end of the year, you're able to meet that goal? And from each month, you want to break that down by each week so that you now know, what do I have to do each week to make sure by the end of that month, I've met that goal? And again, you want to break down that week into your days. What do I have to do within these 7 days to make sure that by the end of this week, I've met this goal? Setting your goals up this way will help them to become more realistic, and it gives you a layout of how you can actually obtain the big goal. Remember, it's the small actionable steps that you take. It's the small promises that you keep, the follow-throughs that help you to build trust in yourself. So goal setting goes right along with that. Setting realistic goals that is going to stretch you, that is going to require actions, but it's not going to be unrealistic. Now, if you guys want me to do a video breaking that down way more, I will. Just let me know in the comments. Also, let me know what your first 5 2026 goals are, and I'm going to be checking in with you guys on that. All right, so let's go ahead and move to house rule number 3, framing. Now, framing is one of the most exciting parts because now you've already have the blueprint, you've already laid the foundation, and now you get to see the walls. You get to see something that is actual tangible. You can begin to walk through this thing and you can begin to see it come to life. See, procrastination is like having everything that you need and still not framing. Now, I want you to get out your mind that procrastination means that you're lazy or you don't have enough time. No, procrastination is truly just fear. Everything that you've built so far has been ground level. But when you begin to start building the walls of your house, now everybody can see it. So you begin to have fear that what if it doesn't work? What if it all falls down? Now you find yourself going back into your shell where you keep preparing instead of actually executing. You start back trying to rewrite your blueprint. You plan out your content, but you never actually post it. And you feel like I gotta do a little bit more research. I'll go a little bit deeper into this subject in this video right here. I'll link that video down below, and once you finish up this video, go ahead and watch that video so you can make sure you get a full understanding of what procrastination looks like. Now let's talk about how do you overcome procrastination. To overcome this, you need one clear action that you take consistently. So a couple months ago, I watched a video where this guy said he will write out a to-do list. And every time that he felt himself resist against this and said, oh, I don't have to do this now, I can wait later, he instantly got up and did it. I began to put that practice in place. And when I tell you, I have become way more productive than I have been in a very long time. When it comes to procrastination, you can't find yourself just writing a to-do list and getting to it when you feel like it. You have to take one step at a time, check it off. Next step, check it off. Even when you don't feel like doing something, you have to get the willpower to say, I'm going to do it anyway. Not only would it help you to come out of procrastination, but it will also help you to rebuild your trust in yourself that we've been talking about. See, all of these things come together. When you begin to fix one of them, you will begin to see all the other ones will begin to line up, and you begin to walk in way more confidence in actually building your business. House rule number 4, roofing. See, the roofing protects everything that you've already built. Without consistency and accountability, everything that you built is exposed. And after being exposed to the nature for so long, it begins to rot and it begins to deteriorate. I want you to understand that consistency is not about motivation. Motivation can move consistency, but it is not designed to keep you consistent. A lot of people think that I just don't feel motivated. With consistency, it is about progress. It is about moving. It is about doing something even when you don't feel the motivation. If your progress always depends on if you feel like doing something, then you're always going to feel unstable because life will have us going up and down. So we have to choose again to make a decision that we're going to make the steps that are necessary for us to get to where we're going. I heard a saying one time that said, if you want something different, you have to do something different. It's simple, but it is true. You cannot expect to continue to do the same exact thing and expect different results. There has to be a change in your life, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. It's going to pull you out of that comfort zone. And that is okay if you're actually trying to build this 6-figure business. Being consistent is not about doing all the things. It's about taking those daily goals that you set for yourself and meeting one by one by one. Consistency is about progress, not about perfection. The main thing that I want you to get out of this is I don't want you to focus on being motivated. Motivation is fleeting. Focus on being consistent even when you don't feel like it. Because I guarantee you that type of discipline will build your 6-figure business. All right, so let's go on to the final house rule. House rule number 5, weatherproofing. This is one of those mindset blocks that are truly underrated. People don't pay enough attention to this part right here. And in the long run, it really can cause a major effect. See, the thing about being an entrepreneur is no matter how prepared you are, no matter how much you've planned, no matter how consistent you have been, storms will come during this journey. You will have your ups and downs as being an entrepreneur. There's absolutely no way around that. But how you handle those storms is what's going to separate you from people who want to build a 6-figure business and people who have built a 6-figure business. Most entrepreneurs will be tested with this mindset before they actually see the reward or the financial benefits. This is the point where entrepreneurs will start saying, I set my goals, I met my goals, I literally did everything that I was supposed to do. Why am I going through this right now? Why is it not moving the way that I want it to move? You start feeling rejected. You start feeling like, why am I having this slow period? And it causes you to start having doubt in yourself, start getting tired and frustrated. But having emotional resilience is not ignoring how you feel, because what you feel is real. It's identifying that I feel this way, but it is not allowing the emotions of what you're feeling to run your business. It's okay that you feel discouraged or to feel unsure. You're even allowed to take a break. I don't want you to feel like when you're feeling this way, you just have to keep going. But stopping is completely out of the equation. You cannot allow what you feel to stop the show. It often seems like right when you're getting ready to give up, that's when that thing takes off. Most entrepreneurs who've made it through those first few mindsets get stuck right here. When you don't see the results that you're looking for and you get discouraged, you allow those feelings to begin to run your business. So how do you rectify that? It's simple. You understand that a storm does not mean stop. You take it in, you woosah, and you keep going. You keep being consistent. You keep setting those goals and meeting those goals. You keep building retrusting yourself. And it's okay to reevaluate what you're doing to see. Let me look at the analytics. Can I be doing better in this area? Can I be doing better in this area? But you don't allow yourself to go all the way back to the blueprint. You trust yourself. You've built something that is withstanding. Now you don't let your emotions destroy it. Okay, let's recap this whole shell that we have built for our six-figure business. The blueprint, trusting yourself. The foundation, clear and aligned goals. The framing, action over avoidance. The roof, consistency and accountability. The waterproofing, emotional resilience. So there you have it. This is the foundation of you building your six-figure business. In my upcoming series, we're going to be building out the inside, the structure, and the income producing rooms for your business. But keep in mind, none of that is going to mean anything if you do not master this part. If this video has helped you see yourself more clearly, I want you to download my free Mastering Your Mindset workbook. It will help you work through those mind blocks intentionally and not emotionally. And make sure that you subscribe to my channel, because from here, we're going to stop talking about starting to build and we're going to actually build our six-figure business. Also, check out the videos in this playlist where it will help you to identify with 7 more mindset blocks that could be stopping you. All right, I will see you in the next clip. Bye.